Well, the public can submit feedback for a couple more days to a Ford government proposal that would give TTC special constables the power to arrest people using drugs on public transit. CB24's Courtney Heels following that story for us this morning and is live now with more reaction from commuters. Court, I understand, most of them sort of think, I can't believe this isn't already a thing.
Yeah, that's the reaction I've been getting so far this morning, Nick. And it is mixed. I've also heard from people who say they don't really see a lot of open drug use on transit, and they think this authority may not be necessary. So we're going to continue to get more of a sense from people who are riding the TTC this morning on this. Looking at these changes, this is something the Ford government has on the table right now. They're doing public consultation, so they're asking people what they think. Anybody can weigh in on this until March the 1st. And if it goes forward, it would mean that a transit officer, so special constables, you often see them out on the TTC. They're the people who, would respond if there was an emergency or someone was to call for help. Those individuals would have the authority to charge someone and make an arrest if they were using drugs openly on transit. As it stands right now, they don't have that ability. They would still, of course, respond and be looking into something like this. But if this goes forward through the Ford government, these proposed changes as part of the regulation, it would give these special transit officers more authority to actually make an arrest. So they'd have to approach the person, tell them to stop using the drugs. If they didn't comply, then they'd have that power. I'll let you hear from some people who I talked to about this change this morning.
I'm all for it. I ride the TTC a lot. Whenever there's someone doing drugs or, passed out on a bench, it's quite a nuisance, and it often makes the transit worse. I mean, there's the occasional person who's just like smoking a blunt on the subway, not just minding their own business, but most of the times it's quite a nuisance.
I see a lot of security guards on the system right now, and I believe mostly what they would do is kind of make notes, but I think someone having the authority to do something would definitely help the city of Toronto.
We have reached out to the TTC for comment on these proposed changes, even just to get a sense of what the approach is right now, Nick. If someone was using drugs on transit and special constables were called in, how they would respond to the situation, and again, what the big change would be. In this case, again, if it goes forward through the government, be looking at arrests and charges. So we'll continue to get more reaction on this. Also waiting to see if I can get a better sense of the timeline for all this, because it is our understanding that even if the province allows municipalities to grant this authority to transit officers, still have to go through the board. So through the TTC board, for example, those members would have to vote in favor of this power. Over to you.
I guess they'll see what the public says before they vote as well. That is CB24's Courtney Heels live outside Chester Station this morning. Court, thank you.